Hey, good morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum, where we whittle down your invite list. That is the topic of today. So I hope you're having a. It's Tuesday, not Monday. Yesterday was tech class for my kiddos, my students. It was busy. I'm still getting that figured out on the Mondays and Fridays on what to do and getting my schedule together. To be honest with you, totally honest. But today I want to talk about today's our 2 for Tuesday. How do you 10x your life? How do you find more time? How do you squeeze more out of what we have so that we don't have to work so hard? And this is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. And I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And Bubbles is over here hanging out with us. She's just enjoying the show. She loves the 10 or 15 minutes, 20 minutes that I'm here. Um, quiet and sitting here working. Anyway, so today on the 5 a.m. Master Scrum Show, I want to talk about whittling down your CC list on meetings. I was watching a facilitator talk about verifying CCs on meeting invites. The back of my head, like, don't do it. Don't CC anybody on your meeting invites. Don't like carbon copy people that really don't need to be there. So I want to talk about how do you go about doing that? How do you go about whittling down your list to your meeting invites and why and where and stuff like that? So it's going to be a small show, I hope, but it should be valuable to save you more time. And it not only saves you time, it saves the people that you're CCing on these meeting invites time, right? So it's a 2-for-1 special on a Tuesday where so think about this. Who really needs to be at a meeting? Do you need to CC every stakeholder in the meeting, every manager, every boss that you're having this meeting? No, you don't. By CCing these other people, a couple things happen. One, you have to maintain these other people. So let's say you have a 5-person team, but you're carbon copying 10 other people. Rather than just maintaining and keeping the 5 people happy, you have to now keep 15 people happy. So you're like tripling the amount of time you have to maintain those relationships. Because if one of those CCs come into your meeting and disrupt the meeting, your meeting's shot, right? So why set yourself up for failure, right? So these CCs. Now, I'm not saying dramatically go eliminate because you've been CCing everybody for who knows how long, right? I try not to CC everybody as much as possible. I personally go ask them, are you going to attend these meetings? Let's go through that in a second. But I'm going to show you how I get them off because we're whittling down the list right now. And I'll give you a little bit on how to build that list. But again, think about it. Your amount of people you have to maintain and facilitate. Facilitating is not just in the meeting, but pre and post meeting as well, right? Prepping them, getting ready so they don't disturb your meeting. That's part of the job of facilitating. That's part of the job as Scrum Master. So when you are whittling down, do not just delete people off the message. Send them a note or meet with them because we're in virtual world and sometimes we can't meet. Sometimes we send a note, set up a Zoom call. Now you bid all this meeting time. You got to whittle it down, right? Ask them, maybe they haven't first pick the ones that haven't attended. Contact them on a one-on-one email, not a blast. Now you can let people know that I'll be contacting. I'm gonna try to whittle down the meeting attendee list so we can really focus on this, keep distractions. Well, people might get offended if you say keep distractions down the middle. What? I'm a distraction? I can't believe you just said I'm a distraction. So there's all kinds of pitfalls that you can fall into. So be careful what you put out there in an email. Like if you're inviting the CIO of the company and you eliminate distractions and then you eliminate the CIO, then you get what you did telling the CIO that person's a distraction. I don't think that's good for your career. So you can and you don't have to. But what you can do is let your core team, that the meters, like, look, I'm going to go through and try to whittle the invite down to the people that need to be in these meetings so we can stay focused in what we're doing. Let them know what's going on once they start seeing people disappear off the meeting invites and you sending updates to all these meetings. What you might want to do, and you have to balance this out, right? Do you Do you resend invites to everyone, or is it just yours? And then at one point you do a mass update to everyone's meeting profile, right? So, because if you whittle down one by one by one and you send an update, everyone on your meeting invite will get the update saying that you updated the list, right? So you don't want to do it too much. You got to balance it out just right. And again, we're doing this one to save them time because they're going to have this big cluttered calendar. Have you ever had one of those cluttered calendars where it's just so full of stuff that no one can tell what's going on? And this is why we want to whittle down the meeting invites, whittle down those CCs. Like I said, when I saw coordinate with CCs, she said you shouldn't have any CCs on your meeting invite. Maybe the boss, if they attend on a semi-regular basis or regular basis, maybe they're not there, but check with the boss, make sure if they need to be there. Um, that is permissible from a CC point of view. If other people's bosses want them to be they're in charge of them want to be CC'd, ask them, are you really going to attend the meeting? I mean, your person, because here, another combination, if you build dashboards and update boards, they should be able to find everything they need in your dashboard. What's the status of the team, what's going on and stuff, whatever their work is. And if they have to, they can contact you directly. They don't have to show up to a meeting and throw a grenade into the meeting event, right? So that's the idea. We prevent this. We prevent all those CCs from tossing a grenade into the room and shutting the door, right? And come in for five. I used to call them flyby managers or helicopter managers, where they come helicopter in, boop, and then helicopter out, right? They just have their statement and get out, right? Try to keep that to a minimum because that just adds to disruption, right? So you go and reach out to these people individually, do a bunch of them. Like if this is your plan, you go into a bunch of them and ask them, says, I'm trying to clean out the invites for the emails, want to help you with your calendar. And so you're not full of all these things. If you're not really going to attend, if you need anything, you can send me a message and I'll get whatever you need from the team. This way you don't have to attend. Therefore, I'm saving you time in your day and freeing up space on your calendar. So your calendar doesn't look like it's triple, quadruple booked, right? You're helping them. So you can use this phrasing when you have that discussion. Go ahead and email me or message me, whatever. I will get your answer to your question. This way you don't have to attend. You can keep your calendar lighter and not triple, quadruple booked. A lot of times these CCs are all quadruple booked. And then when people really want to meet with you, they can happen. Now, here's another thing. Now you're helping facilitate them. You are, in fact, coaching them on their calendar. In fact, you are helping your career by showing how you're very concerned about other people's calendars. And then they may say, I got my own calendar. I got to do blah, blah, blah. Okay. You can go away with that. But if they don't attend your meetings, sooner or later, you know what you do? You just kick them off the invite list at some point. But you got to do the due diligence in advance to give them a heads up what you're kind of doing, what your goal is, to focus the group on what they have in front, and that you are the conduit for questions for the team, right? Not just coming in the team and dropping some, like I said, helicopter in and helicopter out, right? Just to drop a chaos bomb in the middle of the meeting, right? So that's how you whittle people down. You got to do one-on-ones. I mean, some places you can just blank it out. I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea from a career point or facilitate or to be a good person for sometimes you get lazy. I've been lazy where I've just done that before. I'm going to tell you, it doesn't work out well if you do the lazy person's way of doing it where you just cut people out. I would do one-on-one. Let them know what you're doing. Give them the avenues. Here's dashboards. Here's mechanisms. Here's on the Slack channel. You can send me a note, things like that, right? So you can set that up. You can even set up a Slack channel, Scrum Master, Team XYZ, put it out to the world. And that way anybody in the world can message you as Scrum Master and they don't have to put a message in the team chat. It's enough. We can go there another day, right? But then we're working on meetings, 10xing your meeting time and your effectiveness of your meetings. So now you stripped away, you're whittled down. I used the whittle because I was watching a cartoon this morning and I was thinking Elmer Fudd where he goes, whittle, you can't do the T's. So it's whittle or something like that. Or THs or W8 whittles, right? Can't do it. So it's whittle with a D. So I spelled it wrong on purpose, by the way. I'm curious how many people pick up, can't spell. Did that one on purpose. It wasn't a spell check that time. So you're whittling down the attendee list to these meetings to the people that need to be there, helping your team focus, keeping those chaos grenades from dropping in the meetings. Having less people for you to help facilitate for those meetings saves you time, and it saves time for the people you're pulling off the list because they really don't need to be there, and they can just ask you if they have a 1 minute question rather than seeing up on their calendar every day of their lives, right? So that's the way you do that. Now, when you set up a meeting and doing this, before you invite other than the core, if you think they need to be invited, they need to have a conversation with them. Don't just CC everybody and their brother because it's all the way up the chain and you want to show how much of a big person you are because I set up this Scrum meeting or I set up this review meeting or I did this. So you invite the whole darn chain up to play. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you invite the whole chain, there's going to be another chain over here that's going to want to copy. Next thing you know, you got 30, 40 people being invited to your reviews, your retros, and you don't want to do the retros, your daily scrums and your sprint plannings, which may or may not be a good thing. So whittle those lists down. Don't start by CCing everybody on the planet that you're having this meeting. Send them an introduction email, right? Say, by the way, we're going to start. Here's the cadence, what I'm doing. Here's the format. Do an email to anybody you could even imagine doing a CC to. Just anybody you can imagine. Before you CC, let them know. Here's the team's agenda. Here's their cadence. Here's how you can get a hold of people. Lay all that out, right? Then email those people if you think they need to know what you're doing and how you're setting up and give them a conduit to get back to you. You notice the difference between what I'm saying and sharing with you than just CCing everybody on an email. People, I'm going to be honest with you, personal opinion, probably pretty accurate. A lot of people CC people so they look bigger than they truly are, right? By CCing on these people, they're trying to elevate their level of importance in the organization. There, I said it. You didn't think I'd actually say it, did it? But I did. But that's what they're doing, right? They don't need to be CC'd. Your job as a facilitator, a scrum master, or an agile coach is to send that prep email to those people. Just let them know how you're organizing, how it's shaping up. If they have any questions, they can contact you. They don't need to be CC'd on the meeting, and it's just going to clutter up their calendar, right? You have to, as a servant leader, you're serving the leadership as well. So you're serving them by not cluttering their calendar. You should be very mindful of their calendars and how cluttered it is, because sooner or later, if it gets too cluttered, they don't pay attention, and then you can never get it. Also, by the way, it's a good habit, because what if you really need to meet with that manager, a high level person or anybody, but their thing is full of CCs? How do you know that they're actually free? They may be CC'd on 50 million meetings that they never attend, and actually that whole time box in their calendar is actually free. So I hope this helps you on this 2-for-1 Tuesday, where we try to 10x our time. And again, this goes to our mission, where we're trying to bring more value to the customer by being focused on the value that we have at hand without working extra harder, trying not to have all these extra 20 or some odd people that you will have to facilitate and prep for these meetings. Don't get lazy. You cannot just not prep them as well. And plus, it just fills their inbox full of crap that they're not going to listen to. Sorry for my French. And have a little more fun along the way. If you don't free up time, you can't have any fun, right? And it's no fun dealing with people that, like, what is this email? Why am I getting invited? I've seen that many times too. So that's what I have today. I almost took the full 15 minutes. Oh, by the way, I do have someone to speak at our next meetup on the 21st of February. Should be the 21st of February. The third Wednesday. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Third Wednesday of February. Carl's going to talk about goal setting. We're going to do some goal setting soon. Look for some posts from me soon. So that's going to be on the meetup. I think it'll be good. good practice. January's full of junk out there of all kinds of goal set of getting motivated. So now February is a good time to really set those goals. Once you think about it, set your goals. So we'll do that during our meetup. With that, have a great day. Happy scrumming. And we will see you tomorrow on We Team Wednesday. Take care. Bye.